What is up, guys? It's your boy. Yeah, I got the god roll, but it wasn't shiny. Cactus, and today we've got some brand spankin' new Destiny 2 news, courtesy of the Bungie weekly update that has just gone live, revealing official information. And so, let's get started. First off, I just want to say it was my birthday yesterday, put out a video, and thank you guys so much for the birthday wishes. You know, this whole thing wouldn't be possible without you guys, so you guys just showing up to one of my videos is the best present I could possibly ask for, so thank you guys. Now, aside from that, the first thing we need to talk about is what happened this past week for Destiny 2, and it turns out actually quite a lot. For the past few days, Bungie has been dropping trailers and multiple teasers for the upcoming Final Shape expansion. But guys, I'm not sure if they meant to be doing this right now. This may all be as a result of panic. Now, here's what I mean. The very first trailer that started it all that you're seeing in the background gameplay is the Journey into the Traveler trailer. This came out a couple of days ago in the evening at like 6 or 7 p.m., which is super weird for Bungie to drop a trailer at this time. And apparently what happened is that Sony actually leaked this trailer. They put it out on one of their channels, and then as a response, since everyone could like see the trailer anyways, Bungie just dropped the official thing. In fact, the senior head of marketing at Bungie, Gary Clay, as you can see right here, quote tweeted the trailer when it came out and said, "Bit of a kerfuffle, but check this amazing trailer out." So that is acknowledging Bungie did not want to put this stuff out at this time. So are we just seeing these Final Shape previews days earlier, weeks earlier than intended? That is a pretty crazy situation. Regardless, again, you've been seeing in the background gameplay some of the environments that we're going to be going to inside the Traveler with the Final Shape expansion. Looks pretty crazy. There's even some gameplay of like the Guardian running upside down. Maybe that's just for the trailer, but if that effect is actually in-game, that could be some pretty wild puzzle solving. Like, imagine doing a jumping puzzle upside down. And after this trailer came out, Bungie started dropping teasers about the brand new enemy faction, the TWID, that we're going to be facing in the Final Shape. Now, the first one is the Harbinger and the Weaver. So you can see right here, both of these enemy types are imbued with Strand. And, you know, the one enemy type is going to shoot that Strand shot at you and drag you towards that enemy. The other guy is going to suspend you in air. Definitely going to be, you know, pretty troublesome to face on the battlefield, especially in stuff like Grandmasters. Additionally, during this little teaser, you can actually see a brand new fusion rifle being used. And notice the design. It's kind of a normal looking weapon, somewhat almost retro style, but on the front of this weapon, it actually has like a portrait, like there's someone's face on this, and that style is going to come up again and again. Now, the next teaser is for the unit the Husk. Now, this is a melee unit. You can see it charge the Guardian right here. You kill one, and then another projectile bursts from its chest. You got to kill that too. Again, seems like a pretty troublesome enemy type, especially in higher level content again. But once more, you can see a brand new Final Shape weapon being utilized. This time, it is a shotgun. So again, we kind of have that same design, and yet again, you can see what looks to be like someone's portrait, someone's face on the front of this shotgun. I'm not gonna, it's probably like characters from Destiny 2. I can't really make out specifically who it is, but keep note, another new Final Shape weapon here, guys. And then literally like a couple of minutes ago, as of the time that I'm recording, there was another one of these teasers, this time for the Grim, which is the flying like crazy bat unit of the TWID. So you can see that trailer right here. And in it, you can see the Grim put the Guardian in like a slow field. Like there is going to be, with all the Strand, these guys slowing, stasis, there's going to be so many things that like trap you, slow you down, impede your movement, crowd control you. What is this, Diablo 4? But yeah, you're going to have to overcome all of that. Once again, we have another new Final Shape weapon showed off within this teaser. This time it is a hand cannon, and from the little bit of gameplay we can see, you actually can see it double fire with a single shot. So this is going to be another heavy burst archetype hand cannon, just like the Warden's Law. It'll be the second only heavy burst hand cannon in the entire game, unless more are being added in the final shape. So that is pretty cool. Anyways, guys, let's move on from there to the brand new information within the TWAB. And first off, we have some extremely important information about how power works in the final shape. With only 3 days between the final shape launch and the raid day 1, you're gonna need to know this. So Bungie says Fireteam power was announced at the Destiny 2 Showcase 2023, but we've got a lot more coming with the final shape when it comes to improving how power works in Destiny 2. We've revisited our power systems and overhauled our UI to make power more intuitive and approachable than ever before. You'll find a whole bunch of changes detailed below, and here are the goals they set out to achieve. Number 1, power offers a meaningful progression that rewards players with a real sense of getting stronger. Destiny 2 is a game where you can always play with your friends regardless of power level. Lower the barrier to entry for Destiny 2's story content. Power should be intuitive and understandable, both for experienced and new players alike. So first of all, they talk about Fireteam power. Now they say in the final shape, playing with friends will be easier than ever before. No matter if you play every day, haven't played in years, or are trying Destiny 2 for the first time, the player with the highest power level in the Fireteam will become the power leader, and all other players in the Fireteam will be brought up to 5 power below the power leader if their power isn't already higher. Fireteam power only affects activity difficulty, and your unadjusted power level still determine the power of your rewards. And being a power leader will also give you a boost to any commendations earned for the activity, and we actually have a screenshot of kind of like how that will look in game. Now, they continue, your power level will be displayed next to the activity power cap right by the launch button, so you can easily determine how difficult the activity will feel. We have another screenshot here with Bungie saying, when your power is increased by Fireteam power, your adjusted power will take its place. Here, Soyuz Bungie is the power leader and is boosting Rook to 1995 power, 5 below Soyuz's power of 2000. Next up, guys, this is going to blow your mind. Bungie is removing power limits from legacy gear. That's right, Bungie just sunsetting. So, they say one problem we encountered when designing Fireteam power was power limits found on older gear items. You might have noticed as you read about Fireteam power that the adjusted power shared by the power leader would sidestep the caps on old power limited items, making it possible to just ignore them. After thoroughly considering the problem space, we came to the decision to remove power limits from all items starting in the final shape. So, your old pinnacle weapons, right? Your old blast furnace, your old stuff, your perfect paradox shotgun. If you have that stuff alive, if you've kept that stuff in your vault, if Dado didn't force you to delete it all, then you can actually use that stuff in the final shape. That is crazy. Now, Bungie continues. Always being able to play with your friends was a huge goal for us. As we close out on the Light and Darkness saga, we want to rally all Guardians, active, returning, and new, to help fight the Witness. And there's no better way to play Destiny than with your Fireteam. As we pursued this goal, it became apparent that power limits were fundamentally incompatible with Fireteam power. We understand that many old limited items have been dismantled, Dado, by this point, and we regret that we have no recovery mechanism for these. Going forward, we intend to reintroduce sources for most or all of these updated to modern Destiny sandbox standards with added properties such as origin traits and build crafting perks, as we have just started to do with the Brave Arsenal in Destiny 2 Into the Light. Thank goodness, like there is so many fantastic weapons from like old school raids and stuff that I would love to see return. So that just unbelievable news in a random TWAB. Like who would have expected that today you learned that all of that old school stuff is usable in the final shape? Crazy. Moving on from there, they talk about power bands. We're improving power bands to further lower the barrier to entry within the final shape. The soft cap will only require 40 power to reach, down from the usual 150. This change should allow new lights enough time to get familiar with the core of Destiny's gear power system before stepping into the broader game without holding them back. You can also easily achieve the soft cap by playing through either difficulty of the Final Shape campaign. If you complete the campaign on legendary difficulty, you'll be rewarded with an entire gear set of power 1960, and that's going to be plus 20 into the powerful band, giving you a great head start towards being raid ready for the contest mode. And they say 1965 power is the contest mode. That is incredibly low. I think what they're saying is you need to be 1965 to be at power. I don't think they're saying the contest mode is literally 1965, which would mean that you would be 20 below, so you'd only have to be 1945. They obviously could have worded this better, but regardless, either result, either possibility means that this is going to be an extremely approachable raid, and that makes sense. With only 3 days to get ready, you know, if it was you had to level up to the very top, it'd be pretty hardcore. So this is going to allow players to focus on playing the new content rather than just absolutely sweating and power leveling the entire time. Moving on from there, they say the resulting power bands in the Final Shape will be the power floor is 1900, so everyone is going to be brought up to 1900, soft cap 1940, powerful cap 1990, and the hard cap 2000, guys. So there is going to be a fair amount of power level to gain, but again, with the contest mode raid only being at 1965, you don't have to stress about getting all the way to 1990. Now, moving on from there, they also talk about activity power. They say beginning with the final shape, the power level of activities will become much easier to understand. We're also making it so that players can enjoy Destiny 2's story and free roam content at any level. Activities will be divided into two categories: power disabled and power enabled. Power disabled activities play the same for everyone, no matter their power level. Anyone at any level can jump right in and experience them to the fullest. As such, increasing your power level won't change the difficulty you experience, and you can't overlevel the enemies in these activities. Power disabled activities include campaigns, both normal and legendary difficulties, interestingly, seasonal story missions, free roam destinations, crucible, and some legacy content. On the flip side, power-enabled activities, by comparison, are where you grow stronger by improving your power. These each have an activity power cap or a power level at which you will have achieved maximum effectiveness. We've improved our UI to show you exactly what these activity power caps are and if you've achieved them. Enemies will have a set feel for how tough they are even at the cap, but you will notice yourself getting stronger as your power level grows. Power-enabled activities include Vanguard playlists, Nightfalls, seasonal activities, exotic mission rotators, Trials of Osiris, raids, and dungeons. In fact, every power-enabled activity falls into one of 5 difficulty tiers or one unique mode. So you can see right here, they have the standard difficulty tier at 1945. Focus on growing your power level to the powerful and pinnacle caps. And the examples are Vanguard Ops, seasonal activities, exotic missions, raids, and dungeons. Then you have advanced, previously hero, 1995. Optimize your individual build crafting for Nightfall style gameplay while still matchmaking with other players. And again, the example is specifically Nightfalls. Then they have Expert, previously Legend, which is 2005 power. Optimize your fireteam composition and rely on your ability to work together as a team. Nightfalls, Lost Sectors, seasonal activities, and exotic missions will apply here. Then they have Master at 2010. Optimize your execution, leveraging the skills built by engaging with other tiers of difficulty. This is going to be Nightfalls, Lost Sectors, raids, and dungeons. Then with Grandmaster, which is 2020, tie it all together and demonstrate true mastery to overcome pinnacle challenges in Destiny 2, and it's just Grandmaster Nightfalls. And then for contest mode, which is 1965, they say a unique limited time challenge where each raider will have to demonstrate their gameplay. In this mode, Fireteam Power will not apply, and this is really only for the day one raid. Next up, Bungie talks about artifact bonus power. They say the way you earn a bonus power from the seasonal artifact is staying the same at its core, but we've rebalanced it to better offer a meaningful and rewarding progression given other upcoming challenges. With the additional time offered by each episode, we've increased the number of weeks with seasonal challenges, and they will also be receiving a buff to their XP rewards. Given this, we've needed to make some adjustments to the XP requirements for the artifact bonus power levels. Our goals for the rebalance were that actively engaging players could attain similar artifact levels achieved by the end of an episode, and that artifact power remains a rewarding pursuit throughout. Next up, Bungie talks about account-wide power. Titan, Hunter, Warlock. Most of us primarily play just one, but what if it didn't have to be so hard to walk into a different class's shoes, and they say Greaves strides boots? We're also lowering the barrier to entry to play multiple classes by introducing account-wide power. Starting in the Final Shape, the gear rewards you earn on any character will drop with a power level relative to the highest power character on your account. Level up the power of your Hunter, and when you switch over to your Titan or Warlock, the gear rewards you earn will be around your Hunter's level. The exact power of rewards still depends on the source, but the power you earn on one character will definitely influence the rewards of your other characters. That is huge, guys. They also say, because cross-character power progression is now intrinsic to the game, power boosts are no longer offered for sale. Campaign skips will still be available for alt characters. These changes aim to make switching between characters and classes easier than ever before, so try something new and put on that Mark Cloak bond for the first time. This is so big because previously, one of the big tips for like power leveling is getting one character super high, getting high power weapons, and then transferring those weapons over to another character, and then playing with that with an inflated power. And again, years ago that was the strat, and now we're to a point where you don't have to transfer anything. You just play a different character, and you're gonna get super high rewards. Very, very interesting. Now moving on from there, we also have reward power. Finally, we're making some improvements to the power of rewards. For some time now, select activities such as ritual playlists have had a chance of dropping a powerful reward with +1 for players between the soft cap and the powerful cap. In the Final Shape, we're extending this beyond these select activities to just about every reward source in Destiny 2. This change will help players gradually reach the powerful cap no matter what activities they choose to play. So you aren't limited to just the weekly available powerful rewards. Additionally, we are improving the power of rewards you purchase from vendors and collections. All items purchased from vendors will now drop no lower than 3 below your highest possible power, and items reacquired from collections will be 5 below instead of all the way down at the power floor. Crazy changes, and leveling is just going to be so much easier, guys. Now, so far, this has been an absolutely massive TWAB, so we're going to go rapid fire with the other need-to-know information. First of all, the Pantheon Raid Gauntlet activity is arriving next Tuesday, so they say Guardians will have a chance to face something they've never done before. Pantheon will unfold starting April 30th with 4 of the toughest bosses you've ever faced. The challenge will escalate over the coming weeks until you have to defeat 8 bosses in a row. Absolutely crazy. Next up, there's a new hardware game mode. They say no abilities, weapons only. It's going to be in Crucible Labs next week. Pretty crazy there. After that, guys, the last chance to earn Iron Banner rewards arrives also next Tuesday at April 30th. They've also introduced an update to make it easier to get the Tusk of the Boar and the Multimac, the 2 new Iron Banner weapons, if you haven't achieved them yet, and you just need to get them once, then you can focus them. And so guys, that is it for all of the important information that you need to know about. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and found it informative. If you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. If you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickCacus. That is linked in the description down below. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.